Friday Night Flies. Hey, you know you're selling lots of product when you get a personalized mug from one of your distributors.
Yeah, hand painted at that.
Quick shout out to our distributors, Rettle Sports Distributing. Anyhow, it's Friday Night Flies, and your host with the most, Scotty Boulder.
Yeah, so I'm Boulder. Welcome again. It's Friday Night Flies here in Spud Valley Sporting Goods, 1380 Birch Street, downtown Pemberton. And yeah, brought to you by Pemberton Fish Finder. Book your tour today. Go fishing with me and that famous voice behind the camera.
A good-looking bugger back here.
Yeah,
you guys never get to see.
We don't let him on camera because he's that good looking. Breaks the cameras. Yeah, today we've done a couple episodes, and we're doing yet another one here. And I'm going to be doing up a nymph, and it is called the D-rib nymph, and that is because the material that I'm using is called D-rib. Very, very ingenious name for this pattern, but it's kind of inspired from last week. Scotty was doing the what were you doing? The Copper Johns, but you were calling it something else. Copper Wands. Yeah, the Ultimate Copper John.
What do we call those? The Bomber Johns.
The Bomber John. So I was doing that, and a couple of them that he had in his box had a double set of turkey biots for legs, and then that got me thinking, and so I kind of came up with another pattern. This one here, I'm using the D-rib. You can tie this in a bunch of different colors to change the whole. Use all the same materials except for you change your thread, and it changes the look of the fly.
Should we go down to the fly and at least show them what we're talking about?
Yeah, you can come down there. So
there it is.
So
there it is.
Here's the nymph that we're doing. It has some CDC in there, catches a lot of air, a little bit of dubbing, but there's the D-rib in the back there. It is one solid color, but tonight we are going to be showing you how to create this effect of having the segmentation with utilizing a Sharpie. But this one here is tied with the UV green, fluorescent green. I do it tonight. I'm going to do one in the fluorescent orange, and you're going to see at the end I'll put them together, and it looks like a completely different fly just by changing the color. I also do it in the fluorescent UV white, because all of this, what it all does is create that hot spot for you. So I use white, orange, green, and blue were the four ones that I did. So, and it made them all look completely different, so it's kind of exciting.
Just by rolling that fly over, it looks like a completely different fly from one side to the other.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It is. It is amazing.
So I'm really looking forward to getting this one on the river and putting this on the end of some clients' lines, because I know this is going to catch some fish.
Guaranteed.
Guarantee. Fish Finder guarantee.
I've got a guarantee coming with that fly, boys.
All right, so let's get her started here. I got myself a size 8 curved caddis hook.
By Mustad?
By Mustad, yeah. I like using the Mustads.
We do.
They're affordable for me. It just happens that where I get them, they're available, which is here.
Spud Valley Sporting Goods, 1380 Birch Street, downtown Pemberton, BC.
All right, so we're going to start off by getting this tungsten bead on here. So I got a gold tungsten. I'm using a 1/8, but you can jump it up a size if you want it to be a little heavier. I'm finding the 1/8 is just fine by me. So I got that on. I'll grab my thread.
Are you tying the whole fly with that?
Yeah. So that's how you change the color of the fly, is by creating the. Sorry, my vise is falling apart here.
I was wondering what that was.
Is creating the different colored bases underneath this ribbing, because the ribbing is opaque, so it's a bit see-through. So I'm just gonna get this vise set up properly here. All right, it's on there now. Yeah. So by changing the color of your thread, you create a different color profile underneath this ribbing. Like, it does have a light brownish orange color to it, and it is called golden stone. But yeah, by simply just changing those color threads underneath, you get to create a whole bunch of different shades of flies. So I've taken my thread back around the hook bend. I got some grizzly feather here, which I'm using as the tail.
Hi, Scotty, we got a quick question. Somebody's asked you what your name is.
My real name?
What is your real name?
My real name is Scott LeBoldus.
Scott LeBoldus, I'm glad we could answer your question. It
known
is.
as Boulder.
Nickname is Boulder.
So my tail on here,
Translation.
I'm doing about a half a
That's in Spanish, of course.
shank in length.
He always knows why.
You kidding me?
Don't watch it.
So I'm gonna get this tied on here. Whoa. Nice little tail on her. Get rid of those tags. Next is my D-rib.
D-rib.
D-rib. What I'm going to do,
D is in deer.
before I tie this in, I'm going to get my thread all the way back up to the front here. And again, it's about creating unity in my fly. So I want to get this tied on right along the top. So at first, I'm not pulling on this thread very much, so it's going to, or on the D-rib itself, so it's going to be at its full width. But as I move back now, I'm going to start pulling this tight so it slims down. It is quite a stretchy material. So I'll get that right to the back. And now, with my thread, I'm going to make sure that I'm covering everything up here so it's all nice and orange. And I'm going to build in a bit of a taper.
That's a cool view.
Oh, this just takes a little bit because we're not using any dubbing. Got to use thread to build this base.
I mean, you could probably tie that in with floss, right? Like a
Yep.
bright orange floss.
Yep.
That would build it quicker, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just don't have any, so
Yeah.
I use what I got, and I got thread. So I don't need to build too much. So you can see I've created a bit of a taper going on. And then I'm going to get this thread right up to the front. Now I am going to reposition my hook a little bit. I want this eye up now that I've gotten my tail on. I don't have to worry about fussing around back there. So now that I got it positioned like this, now we can rig up our ribbing. So I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to take this ribbing and I'm going to color just on one side of it. And I'm just going to figure out what side that's going to be. It's going to be the inside, so the side facing me. So I just want to put black right along the edge of this rib. So if I fold it across here, you'll be able to probably see it. So I got black just on the edge. So I'm going to give it 2 seconds to dry here. All right, it's good enough for TV time. So now as we wrap up this at the base here, we want to be pulling it pretty tight and just lay these wraps right beside each other. And you'll be able to see on the camera there, just putting that little bit of black creates that segmentation.
Wow, what a difference.
Instead of it being uniform. I'll just put these all right beside each other. Now once I'm getting up towards my taper, I'm going to start easing off on how much I'm pulling against this body wrap so it fills out a little bit more.
Well, you'll get a lot of hook flex too if you keep stepping on it.
I'm just using my finger there because I got a bit of a short piece here. Oh, party foul.
Party foul.
No,
Live TV. Folks.
live TV. You know what? Learn from your mistakes. Don't do it twice in a row. Use your hackle. You'll see it'll go much faster
That's
now.
the nice thing about tying live.
It's a nice thing.
Oh, it is. I mean, hey, we're only human, and I think a lot of people are realizing that, right?
Use your hackles. All right, so we got up there. Just holding it because I'm paranoid now.
Understandably.
And then I'm just going to tie this off. Nip off the rest. Okay. So I tie in that little tag end. Now I'm just working back right to where my ribbing ended. And we're going to go on to our
Man, that's amazing.
Goose
how
buyouts.
that
Pretty
looks
cool, eh? So,
different.
where's
Wow.
my original? So now you can see how different it creates the base. So that's the orange and that's the green. So
Yeah.
it's
You
creating
You
a
put a
whole
lot
other.
more black rib on that other one, though, didn't you?
Yeah, that one got kind of messed up a little bit, but and you can create that effect by just wetting your finger and smudging that black as well. So I got my my buyouts here, and you want the curvature going away from the fly, and the length of the first one is going to be about the whole length of the fly. I want this tip to be just shy of the tail. So I'm going to tie in this one side here real quick. Man, this coffee's giving me the shakes.
That's some tough stuff.
That
I
coffee
know, I'm
has
like,
some zap, man. Zoo! All right. Okay, so
you went for a second cup.
I'm
You're
on
an
my
animal.
second cup of coffee, so I got the shakes and wrong fly to be tying for sure. Trying to concentrate so bad. All right, so let's get rid of these. All right, so now you can see what we've done. Curvature is going out on both sides. Next is our fluorescent blue CDC. So I'm going to grab a plume here, and I'm going to tie it in by the tip. I'm just going to brush the fibers back so I can get this tied in. Right back to those buyouts. And again, let's go to our trusty hackle pliers. Yeah, be careful because yeah, it is gentle stuff here. And I'm just going to do 1 or 2 wraps around. Depends how full your feather is. All right, so I'm going to get that tied off. Beautiful. Just pull this stuff back, get your thread back to where you need it to be, which is right in front of those first buyouts you tied in. And
God, CDC looks so good on a fly, doesn't it?
yeah.
Oh,
So next I'm doing this this red black dubbing. So it's like a blood leech dubbing. It's a synthetic. So I'm going to take a little bit here. Get it onto my thread.
right.
So last but not least is a couple more fly nuts, one for each side again. Now these legs, you're going to make them a little bit shorter, just a hair more than half the length of the first one. So if you lay them on top of the first one, they'll be a little bit, they'll come up shy, about half the length. Get rid of that tip. There's another one here. Pull it nice and tight so it splays out. Rid of the tag. Now, if you got a little bit of that tag hanging out, just fold it right back over on the thread and trap it. All right, so then we just finished off with a nice little fluorescent hotspot collar. A little whip finish in there. That is.
That thing looks like it could be a few different things, like stonefly.
Yeah, when you change the color of it, you can really, like when I do it with the fluorescent yellow under there, it really looks like a golden stone.
It looks like a stimulator. It's what it looks like to me.
And then, yeah, I just like
Well,
to
'cause it's
just,
gonna sink, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I just like to
I'd like to fish that on a lake.
just pinch this out a little bit.
Oh god, I think you're onto a new killer pattern, man. That is a smoker.
I thought she was that too one with it.
So there you go.
Chartreuse.
So yeah, that's the fly. So like I said, change up the color.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna work. We'll do the old the hanging
Dude,
monkey.
Let's roll it over though. Here, pull that fly out and just get a good look at it. I mean, man, that's amazing.
So
That
you
is
can
a
see
beautiful
just
fly.
by doing that little bit of black on the edge of the rib, gives you that nice segmentation. And the nice thing is when you're trying to put it on, it's not that even. So it's kind of here and there. You know, it's stronger in some spots than others.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It is. I mean, you could even put like a little bit of shellback on that or something too.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's one other thing you could do to that for sure. Shellback on that might just complement it a little bit more. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with that nymph.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And I tried to shell back. It starts getting bulkier.
Too bulky.
Yep. So another thing, like why this green one looks a lot darker, is I took a brown Sharpie afterwards and I hit the back of it with it.
Yeah.
And then I just took my finger afterwards and wiped off it while it, like I just hit it and then wiped it off. So it gave it that little bit of darkerness. The underside's still nice and bright, but the back has a darker color to it, and you don't lose the segmentation going up. No.
Yeah, that's a great fly. Scotty, we'll take it up
Yeah.
to the top and sign out.
So that's Friday Night Flies. I'm Boulder. Thanks for watching. Tie this nymph up. Try it in a whole bunch of different colors. See what you can come up with.
Give us some feedback too.
Yeah, feedback's
We
always
We
great.
love feedback.
On any of the patterns that we've done, yeah, give us a shout. And let us
Feedback.
know if you've tied them and if you've had difficulty, if you think it's crap or if it's good. And we'd definitely like to see some photos of you catching fish with some of the flies.
That's right.
That's exactly it.
That's
And
what we want to
point
see.
down. Comments are below. Right down here. Show them like that. Right below. Yeah, down below what you're looking at right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyhow.
So yeah, thanks for watching us, Friday Night Flies. As Scotty Holmes says, take it away. What is it?
See you next time.
See you next time.